Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about first-time homeschooler struggle. First-time homeschooler, there's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of elements of unknown. Today I wanted to talk to you about some of the struggles that I personally experienced as a first-time homeschooler mom this year, and just kind of reiterate the fact that you're not alone and these are very common things to feel and to go through as a new homeschooling mom. So the first struggle I feel like is a very obvious one, is not knowing where to start. Where do you start homeschooling? What do you do first? How do you do it? So this was something that I definitely had to ask friends of mine that homeschool. So one of my really good friends homeschools, and she helped me a lot in the beginning on what I had to do to kind of take my daughter out of school, where to start. She really helped me. So if you have somebody in your life that homeschools, I definitely urge you to siphon their knowledge and really kind of let them give you some wisdom. That is so helpful. Others' wisdom is helpful. If you don't have anybody personally in your life that is homeschooling, I would do what you're doing right now. I would watch YouTube videos about how to start homeschooling. There are so many out there. I also would visit the hslda.org website, because that will help kind of break down the homeschooling laws in your state and kind of where to begin. That has a lot of articles and a lot of resources for first-time homeschoolers. The other struggle that you have as a first-time homeschooler is what to buy, what curriculum to use. What do I need to purchase so that I can school my children well? This is a complicated question because every child is different, every learning style is different, every teaching style is different. This is where research really comes into play. I'm a big researcher as it is. Before I purchase something, I'm going through reviews, watching videos on it, really trying to gauge what it's all about, if it's good, if people like it, before I actually take the plunge and purchase it myself. So with homeschool curriculum, it didn't really come any different. It kind of came naturally for me to research, and I still research curriculum all of the time. And it's a good thing that I do that, because I do definitely get a feel for what I'm getting before I purchase it. But at the same time, it does complicate things as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. But researching is important. You definitely want to do some research on curriculum out there. There are a ton of different options that you can use, and you just kind of have to gauge what you think will be the best fit for your child, what's going to be the best fit for how you want your school to feel. What is the atmosphere? What is the philosophy? What do you want your homeschool to be like? I have a video about how to choose curriculum, and I will link it in the cards here. And it just gives you some tips on kind of how to go about choosing your curriculum. Another struggle was another unknown. Not knowing how our days were going to look. How do you do a school day at home? What is it going to look like? What is it going to be like? What is our daily life going to be like? And it definitely was an adjustment period for us, especially since we pulled our oldest daughter, who is in 4th grade currently, from public school, and having years of public school under her belt. It was definitely a transition period to try to kind of like come into our groove, see how our day was going to be. In the beginning, I was very much more structured in when we started our day, first thing in the morning, we do da 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 da. And now, after living it for a few months and almost the whole year, actually, I kind of have become more relaxed as far as it goes, kind of come into our element a little bit, into how we want our days to be like. The relaxed, joyful learning. So not really knowing what to expect is definitely a struggle. Another struggle that I had early on was, did I make the right choice on curriculum? We're going back to curriculum. I bought curriculum based off of one of my friends' opinions and also reviews that I read. And we struggled with it in the beginning. And it's not the very beginning, but kind of in school a couple weeks. You also see homeschool moms on YouTube and such say, you're not married to a curriculum. Don't be afraid to switch things up if it's not working for your child. But as a first-time homeschooler mom, it's hard to know what is working and what's not working for your child. You haven't quite kind of grasped what works for them yet. You're still kind of like playing it out and trying to figure that out. So it's hard to just like make the decision to stop using a curriculum because you don't think it's working because they're crying every day about not wanting to do their school. But at the same time, you also have to take in other factors. The factor that my daughter is coming from public school, that transition is a lot more than I expected. The whole transition from going to school and the school atmosphere to being home and homeschooling was a big leap. And not really, like I'd heard it was, but it really was more than I thought it would be. So I think that actually had a lot to do with the struggles we were doing in the beginning with the curriculum. I don't really think it was the curriculum because we're still using that same curriculum and things are so much better and so much smoother now. So it was just kind of weeding out the kinks, kind of straightening things out, trying to find how to go about this that I think was the root of those tears and those curriculum doubts that I had. The other struggle that you may experience as a first-time homeschooling mom, especially if you don't have a lot of friends or family that have done it before, is skepticism. You're going to get skepticism from people that you know, kind of like the people that don't really know what homeschooling is all about, and they have like this perception about what it is, and usually those perceptions are very skewed. They're not really what it's all about. They don't realize homeschooling is such a joyful experience and a freeing experience. I actually started documenting our homeschool journey this year on my personal Facebook, and I post pictures of us doing our days, our activities, our books, what we're doing during the day, because I wanted to try to, obviously I wanted it for memories, but I also wanted to try to show my friends and family what homeschooling is really all about, how fun and freeing it can be, and what it is, because people just, like I said, they have a perception of what it is, and usually it's not true. And I've gotten so many messages from my friends and family about it, saying like, I wish you were my teacher, like this looks so much fun and like all that. So if I can spread the love of homeschooling to a little bit to my friends and family in the process of posting just simple photos of our day, I love that. You may even get some negativity. I didn't really get negativity. It was more so like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, are you going to do that long term? I've had the comments like, well, once they get into middle school, they'll go back to school, right? And since homeschooling and deciding that we're going to keep homeschooling for as long as it's working for our family, I just know that she's not going to go back when she's in middle school. Like, I think we can do this long haul. And I think that that's hard for people to understand and comprehend, that it's capable all the way through school, not just the little years. It's capable all through to homeschool. One thing that I have been struggling with recently is, when I first started homeschooling, I just kind of went for the curriculum that my friend suggested, which I love, by the way. I love it. And we've used it all year long. But like as the years gone on, I've like been open, my eyes have been open to the fact that there are tons of different curriculum out there to choose from. There's so many different ones, and they all look so cool. Like there's something I like about a lot of different curriculum. And so what I'm finding the struggle with is narrowing it down. For me, I get so excited about researching curriculum, and this is where I'm going to go back to what I said before. I research all the time, but researching just makes me more excited about certain things, and I feel like I need to buy all of those things. And I'm really trying to like restrain myself from purchasing all the things, because we don't need all the things. I feel like with all these curriculum videos that are kind of coming up recently, everybody's planning for next year already. And I am too. I'm planning for next year. We've already purchased some things. I've already made some selections. And it's okay if you're not there yet. Like the school year's not over. It's not. I'm just so excited about curriculum that I like planning the next year. Like, I'm already excited about next year and starting a fresh year. So if you're not there, it's okay. I'm seeing a ton of different curriculum videos out there, and I love them. I love watching them because I love learning about different curriculum. But it's kind of a little bit overwhelming, especially for a less experienced homeschooler. I get a little bit overwhelmed with all of the choices out there and all of the raving reviews about things. And it gets me excited about them, but is it really the right fit for us? That is something I've had to kind of like pump the brakes on. Don't just jump into buying things. You really need to, research, but also look at it like, how would that be incorporated into our day? Would it work with the style of learning that my children have? Will it work for the style of teaching that I have and how I want my homeschool to feel and look like? So that is definitely something you want to keep in mind too if you're an inexperienced homeschooler looking for curriculum. Is it can be overwhelming, but just breathe, take it slow, take it one thing at a time, and really just try to visualize it in your home. So I hope that you enjoy listening to me pour out my struggles of my heart as a first-time homeschooling mom. I hope that it kind of brought you some solidarity in the fact that you're not alone and that a lot of homeschooling moms feel like this. And yeah, I hope that it kind of just helped give you a little pep talk on homeschooling. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye.